Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Today we are going to present to you about firewall principles and architectures, a SOHO network configuration case study. Before we start, I'm going to introduce myself and my partner. My name is Ataya Bella Aprilia Zahwa.
My name is Alisa Tergustian. So this is the implementation of our first ISAS about firewall.
And the background that firewalls serve as the frontline defense in network security. The Kominfo CSRT 2024 report recorded 81 million malicious traffic incidents from the Mirai botnet in Indonesia. Mirai primarily target routers and IoT devices to care of SOHO networks. And this paper and presentation focuses on applying firewalls principle to protect real-world SOHO environments from evolving cyber threats. Definition of SOHO network: a small office or home office. SOHO network is a compact system used by small business or remote professionals, typically managed by a multifunction router combining firewall, switch, and Wi-Fi capabilities. Next one is NIT as basic firewall. Network address translation, or NAT, allows multiple internal IP addresses to share a single public IP while providing basic security.
So the NIT has a rule: he will never let a stranger from the street or internet just walk into the office. The exception is he will only open the door for someone from outside if that person is an expected guest. So the conclusion is this automatically blocks almost all random attacks from the internet.
Okay, next one we have network segmentation and guest network. Network segmentation applies the defense in depth principle by dividing the networks into separated zones such as internet LAN and guest network.
So this is the implementation of defense in depth, layered defense. How it works: the guard doesn't let guests, or we can call it client or employee's family, wander around the office. He built a separate guest waiting room, guest network. So in this waiting room, guests can read magazine or use their phone to get internet access, but the guard firewall locks the door that connect the waiting room to the main employee office.
Next is firewall policy and role management. A firewall strength depends how precisely its rules are configured. Applying the principle of least privilege means allowing only the traffic that is truly necessary.
So default then is the implementation of the principle of least privilege. In the guard rulebooks, your firewall tables, rule number one is blocks everyone and everything. Then he add exception below that, like internet LAN are allowed to go out for web browsing, but
employees are not.
Yeah, but the internet LAN not allowed to go out to malware site.
Next one is security risks, port forwarding, and UPnP. Port forwardings allow external access to internal services, but it must be configured carefully to avoid creating security holes. In contrast, universal plug and play UPnP automatically open ports without authentication, which can be exploited by viruses or malware. So the analogy example is, this is the problem. UPnP is like an employee who doesn't know better, shouting to the guard like, "Hey, can you please unlock the back door for my friend or for my family?" And then the guard, because of the UPnP rule, immediately unlocks the back door for the employee without asking again, like, who is this friend, what do they want or do they have permission, and then the end of the result is the employee friend was actually came in, and then that friend is a malware or viruses program, or maybe a hacker who are inside the building now.
So the solution is, this is why in the chapter 3.3, number 1 best practice is disable UPnP. We want our security guard to be strict and follow his rulebook.
Okay, next is the case study of Soho Creative XYZ. The Soho Creative XYZ network consists of 5 staff PCs, 1 printer and 2 Wi-Fi networks, Internet LAN, and guest network. The router functioned as the single choke point where all traffic is filtered.
So the single choke is from the internet and router cable, and then the router has 2 connection to the switch and the guest network. There is only 1 firewall on the guest network because that is for outsider.
So next, firewall rules configuration. The firewall of Soho Creative XYZ applied a default deny approach across all traffic direction. Inbound, rules allow only 1 admin IP for RDP access while blocking all others. Best practice.
So the effective Soho security combines both technical and non-technical measures. Users should change default admin passwords and receive basic cybersecurity awareness training. Technically, router must have UPnP disabled, firmware updated regularly, and guest network enabled to ensure isolation and maintain a strong layer defense against attack.
And now here comes the conclusion and suggestion. The conclusion is the study conclude that firewall principles are only effective when implemented with precision in Soho environments. Security can be significantly strengthened through default deny policies and network segmentation based on the latest privilege and defense in-depth principles, even with simple hardware. Disciplined configuration can protect against serious threats like botnets and unauthorized access.
So the suggestion is to maintain long-term security. Soho users should combine the network firewall with host-based firewall and antivirus protection.
And that's it from us. Thank you so much for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.